to episode 214.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wenny. And if this is your first time watching, thanks a lot for checking us out. And if you are a return viewer, we're glad you came back.
Yes. We were away for a week.
Yes, we were.
Recording. She was actually away.
I was on vacation.
It was a busy week for me. Long week.
Yeah, it was for me too. I did a lot of driving. It was a lot of driving.
Mine's coming up soon enough, but no, I worked 7 days straight, and then I had a 3-day weekend. It was really nice.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
It was.
Well, our knit-along is still going until tomorrow, so...
Well, probably until next
week. By the time you
see
this, yeah. Well, we're not going to draw a prize until next week. So
right,
we'll
probably just
leave it open until then. So you still have a little chance to get yourself.
We got to think about another knit-along.
I know.
We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, we will.
You know what? We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll take a month off.
Yeah, maybe. We're also doing a fun review today of, what's it called?
Colorwheel Knits.
Colorwheel Knits. I forgot the title of the book. By Veera Välimäki. So stay tuned towards the end of the show because we're going to go over that book, and we're also going to do a giveaway for a copy of it. It's pretty nice, so you should check it out. And
we were mentioned
in
Vogue Knitting.
Our friend Carolyn Noyes, who runs Knitpicks, the website, which you can have a link to in the show notes, she interviewed Veera Välimäki for Vogue Knitting this month, and she mentioned that she first heard of her on our podcast.
Which is kind of exciting.
Fangirl
moment.
Yes, it was.
Kind of exciting.
It's exciting that our podcast was mentioned in Vogue. So thank you to all the people that brought it to my attention. And then Carolyn also sent me a little note about it.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. It is fun. I tried to explain to my husband. He's like, yeah, whatever.
He doesn't get that Vogue Knitting is like, that has a lot of subscribers.
No, he doesn't get it. That's all right. He doesn't
kind
get
of
it.
exciting.
He's clueless anyway. So
I'm
yeah,
very
it was
excited
exciting.
about it.
Any other shout-outs?
I think that's it. So on the dance card, I'm trying desperately to finish this row. I have cast on the TGV, and I forget who that's by now. It's in the show notes. It'll be I'll just run it under here when I figure out what it is. It's totally left my mind. But it is high-speed knitting. It's a shawlette, and I am knitting it on my size 4 signature needles. I went down. The pattern recommends 5 to 7.
Susan Ashcroft.
Susan Ashcroft.
So TGV, high-speed knitting from Susan Ashcroft.
It's a great pattern. It's not that expensive. I think it was like
$3 Euro, $3.43 US.
Yeah, so pretty inexpensive, and I am really enjoying knitting it. It's a crescent-shaped shawl where you basically cast on at the center of the neck and then increase on either end in a certain manner, making the rows bigger as you go. And I'm knitting it out of my CJ Kopak Creations Pulver Silk that Sheila and I got during that fundraiser a few years ago. Yeah. And the colorway is called Death to Ovarian Cancer because it was a fundraiser for ovarian cancer research. And I made Sheila yarn out of hers. She had been gifted this colorway, and I recently spun this. I got about 700 yards. It's a light fingering to lace weight, so that's why I swatched with the size 5 to see how it looked, and I just really liked the 4s, the material of the 4s better. I think it's pretty. So the 5 was just a little too loosey-goosey. So I'm liking it on the 4s, and I have so much more yardage than the pattern calls for that I'm not worried that
you're gonna run out.
I'm not worried that it won't be long enough because I have like almost twice as much yardage.
Yeah, it calls for 328 to 437 yards.
Yeah, so. I have 700 and some yards, so I have like almost double what they asked for. And I'm getting really close to the end of the row here.
Stall tactic.
I know. I have been weighing this as I go. They recommend that when you're about halfway through the weight of your yarn, you start the edging.
Yeah.
So I have probably 7 more grams of yarn to knit
Before you're halfway.
before my halfway point.
Cool.
So, and I'm just getting to the end. I'm really enjoying this. I knit this on my road trip, the rare times that I wasn't driving. My husband doesn't like to drive my car, so I did most of the driving. But when I was in the passenger seat, this was a great project because it's every row is all knitting except for some increases that you do at either end.
Okay.
So it's completely mindless. And it was easy to put down and pick up when I had to like check in the directions or do anything, you know. Easy to stop in the middle of the row. It's just completely potato chip, mindless knitting. And I have enjoyed it a great deal. And I want to thank Sheila for telling me about this pattern. She told me about it a couple of years ago. And then when I was looking for something to do, she was like, you should do that one.
Yeah, because it's one that I've had on my queue for a while. I just haven't gotten there.
So, can you just pull the bottom down? So this is the edge. The crescent and goes like, this is the flat edge. This is the crescent edge. It goes down like this.
Oh, okay.
It's just hard to tell. And I was telling Sheila, so when I decided to spin this yarn, I thought it would make it prettier if I spun it opposite end to opposite end because there would be more barber pulling. But I didn't look at my fiber carefully, and it's pretty clear that it was dyed, probably the length was folded in half, and the sides were dyed the same, because even though I turned it end to end, it's almost perfectly striping like this, and there's very little barber pulling. I noticed it when I was spinning, and I was like, oh, well, when I get past this section, it'll probably start barber pulling. But so that was a good, like, lesson before you decide to use a technique. Make sure it's actually going to work on your fiber. Right. I should have looked more carefully. I mean, I love the way this is coming out. Don't get me wrong. I think it's beautiful. But this is not what I was trying to achieve.
Right.
No, I was totally trying to achieve a different look. I should have probably fractaled this particular braid to get more of what I was going for. But this is really pretty too. It is. So that's one thing on the needles. The other thing, this got absolutely no love. You would think I would have been sock knitting like a crazy woman, but
you've lost your sock knitting mojo.
I think I'm slowed down on sock knitting. I have new sock yarn that I really want to cast on, so that might motivate me to finish this.
You need to finish that one because we got to wear it in October.
Well, I have plenty of time. I'll probably finish that up this week. I'll probably knit on some of it. But I will not be knitting much in the future because of the Tour de Fleece.
Oh.
So that...
Yeah, starts not tomorrow, but soon.
Like July...
4th, 5th?
6th?
Something like that.
Look up and see. So I have... that was Socks That Rock it's a collection, not an obsession colorway. And the pattern is called Layburn.
This is what it looks like, not caked up, because this is mine.
And those are going to be my Rhinebeck 2015 socks. A group of friends are all knitting the same, it's not the same socks, but out of the same colorway. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. The other fun thing that I'll mention, I'll throw it in, is our little house group for Rhinebeck is...
We got our yarn.
All 8 of us, it's 8, right? It is 8, right? 7? 8.
No, it's either 8 or 9. I think it's 8.
8. All 8 of us. We put in together, each picked a color that they liked, and we developed a self-striping colorway, and we had a dyer, Turtle Pearl, who is friendly with one of the ladies in the house. We had her custom dye us sock yarn. Last year, we knit socks from Desert Vista Dye Works.
We all purchased the same colorway from Desert Vista Dye Works. This year we had someone dye.
This year we wanted to create our own colorway. Yeah, you can show it.
So I don't know if what are we calling it? Super Friends?
Super Friends. Super Friends. Super Friends colorway.
It's by Turtle Pearl, striped turtle toes. And this is what it looks like.
Every stripe of color represents a different person going on the trip. And when we get to our house at Rhinebeck, we're all going to cast on, just like we did last year with the Desert Vista. So it's kind of fun. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to see how it turns out.
I'm excited about it, too.
But it was fun to kind of like do a little group thing and to make it, they're like souvenir socks. Because the ones that we did last year are kind of like every time you put them on.
Yeah, you remember of it.
Knitting them. So, yeah, that's it for my On the Dance card.
On the dance card for me, I pulled out an oldie but goodies. I had some, I tend to do this and I gotta stop doing it. So I cast on a sock back in February and I knit it. It's from a sock blank. So I knit 2 strands together, held together, and this is the second sock. I've already finished one. This is the first one. I love the colors. I love how it worked, and this one's going to be slightly different because it started halfway through.
Right.
So as you can see, the toes are already different, but it's like fraternal, but it's not. It's definitely a thick sock.
That's a bulletproof sock.
It is. It's on size 3 needles. It probably could have been on size 4. And then up here, I ran out of yarn, but I wanted to make it longer, so I used Knitpicks, one that I had dyed, and it's underneath the...
Nobody's going to see it. It's on the leg.
So this is Knitpicks that I dyed way back when. So I'm excited about this. This is just a plain old toe-up sock with short row heel. I started this the other day. I haven't been knitting much. Because I've been busy at work. The last couple of weeks, I haven't been on an off-site, so I've been exhausted coming home from work. I am on an off-site tomorrow, so we'll see what I can get done. So I'm excited about this. I just want to get it done and get it out of my hair. The last time I did this, it took me a year. Where I put one aside thinking I'd get back to it. It took me a year to get back to it. So not necessarily single sock syndrome. It's not like I didn't want to. It's kind of like put on the wayside. You forget about it. Yeah. Out of sight, out of mind. So I got that one actively on the needles. And then I did cast something on, but when I say cast on, that's all I did.
You can't even really tell what it is. It's literally just the stitches on the needle.
It's 64 stitches. It's going to be, what's the popular short sock right now? Roller City socks. I think it's Roller City.
The one that Sock Bunny was it Sock Bunny?
Could be. That might be why it's popular right now.
I saw it on Instagram. A lot of people
are doing it. I want to say it's Roller City socks. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I thought I queued it up. So I pulled out some sock yarn. I know I keep saying I'm going to do a certain sock, but I have until October to do those socks. Rose City Rollers, that's what it is. Rose City Rollers by Mara Catherine Briner. It's a free upload, download, however you'd like to say. And it came out in May of this year, and there's already 484 projects.
It's a nice little sock project.
It is. This one has a heel flap, but you can easily modify. I mean, it's not much different than what I did on my fixation.
Right.
But this one here, it's free. You don't do ribbing. It's what I've done before, too. You just knit, and it rolls down.
Yeah, that's cute.
But I'm doing it, the reason why I cast on this is because I'm doing it out of cotton yarn. I have, I think, like 5 pairs of cotton blend yarn socks. Yeah. And I realized I need more.
Good.
Because I do really want to wear my socks throughout the whole year between fixation and this. I have 2 skeins of something similar to this. This is like a opal. I don't remember it, but I made Cam's knee highs out of it.
Yes, I recognize that.
So I could probably
socks that shall live in infamy.
Yeah, they just sit there now. Nobody wears them.
I know.
I I could probably get 2 pairs of the Rose City Rollers out of this.
Probably. That's awesome.
So we'll see. I'm going to at least start with one. We'll go from there. And I cast on size 1.5 on my cubics.
You like those cubics, right?
I do. As a matter of fact, I tried to I did cast on. So we saw a movie on Saturday, so I was thinking of a generic thing to knit. Mm-hmm. And I was almost done with my Good and Plenty socks, so I'm like, I'm not going to take those because I don't want to run out of it. I didn't knit anyways because the movie was good.
What movie was it?
Jurassic World.
Oh.
It was really good. It took me Max.
Cool.
So I cast on a Bankhead hat. And I was trying, and it's, I don't know if it was gifted to me or not, but the ribbing is back and forth, and my thumb started bothering me.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to have to invest in either the carbons, which I haven't tried yet, on the interchangeables, or fix cubics, which I like a lot. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. So I actually want to work on this, because it's striping, sort of.
Yeah.
You want to see what it turns out to be, but I really need to finish this.
Yeah, it's been on your needles for a long time.
Yes, it has.
Is that all you have on the needles?
Yes, I believe it is.
Okay, rate your date. I have one date to rate. I finished my Lucille sweater for my new niece.
So cute.
It came out gorgeous. And I had to fix one of the buttons. I sewed one of the buttons on backwards by accident. It was the first one I sewed on. When I got done, I'm like, why does that button look different? Oh. So I have to fix that. And that was knit out of Fiber Stash Twinkle Toes in the eggplant.
Very pretty.
And I think my sister-in-law will love it because she's a big fan of purple. And I love that it has a little bit of the sparkle in it. So it's kind of like a little glitz. So, it's like fancy. Since my other niece had a hand-spun sweater that was very rustic, I wanted to make this one, since it's not hand-spun, I wanted it to be a little more fancy. So I think she's going to love it.
It's cute.
She's coming any day now, so I'm on baby watch. I have to take care of my niece when my sister's in labor.
Are you going to have her sleep over?
It'll depend on how long my sister-in-law is in labor.
Cool.
And that's all I have to rate.
I have a date to rate. It is my Good and Plenty socks. I love my Good and Plenty. I love
how they came out. That is such a pretty colorway.
Okay, first off, I need to say something to Lisa from Fiber Nymph. Lisa, you did an awesome job dyeing this. I actually soaked this and blocked it. I love the look of blocked socks.
Yeah.
My water was not crystal clear because it never is.
No.
And that might be the temperature I use. It was fairly clear. No bleeding with the dyes.
Same with my Sad Panda. It's amazing. The black did not bleed at all.
Black and white. I mean, this is black next to white.
Tough to dye.
And pink into white. Anything next to white. It's tough. So this was it was hand washed. I will freely admit that sometimes, most of the times I do throw my socks in a wash cycle in cold water or temperature, tap water, and hang them out to dry. But this was hand washed, and it looks great. So this was the Mystik Spiral by Josh Ricks.
And I have to apologize to Josh Ricks.
My
friend Looney Hiker, hi Pat, went to the Stockinette Zombie Retreat last week. And she took Josh's short row class, which she loved. And once she started the class, she texted me to tell me it's Josh Ricks and not Rikes, like I was pronouncing it.
So we apologize. So it's Josh Ricks.
Sorry, Josh. And thank you, Pat, for telling me that and sending me the nice little text. She took his short row class, and she loved it.
Oh, I bet. So this is his Mystik Spirals. He revamped the pattern, and I did it the first time. And I did it this time, and I have to honestly say the way he does the short rows is so much better than the first time.
Yeah.
So this is the side view. Why are we hesitating?
Yeah, I'm a little worried about how this is going to record.
Okay. So he redesigned the short rows to it. So this is the side view of it. Really doesn't do it just the pattern itself justice because you really need to see the front of it. So this is just the front with the slant. I only did it on the feet.
It's still doing it.
I was afraid that because I did the 64, which fits really nice, but I was afraid that when I put it on the cuff, it wouldn't fit as nice.
Yeah.
Besides, it's a cuff. Nobody sees the cuff.
Nobody sees the cuff.
It's important to get the feet. So I really like the pattern. I would definitely do it again. That's how much it was fun, where last time it wasn't. Nothing against the pattern, but the way that the short rows were written.
The techniques were just off-putting.
It
didn't give you the look that you were going for, really.
Yeah, this gives it a nice, much smoother look. And of course, some of it does depend on the yarn you're using. You want a nice stripe yarn, like, not that some of them aren't, but you want a nice contrasted stripe yarn
so you can really see the
even on the side view that you can really see.
Right.
And this I'll probably wear someday because it will match. But so I had a lot of fun with that. It was a great pattern. Thank you, Josh, for letting me retest knit it.
And for those of you who took the class with him, it sounds like it was a lot of fun there.
I know, I'm jealous.
Yeah, so way to go, Josh. So
that's all. Yeah, that's when I rate my dates. So I give the yarn definitely 2 thumbs up and the pattern 2 thumbs up.
I have to say the only way I could love these socks more is if they were knit out of Sad Panda.
You'd love them more if I handed them to you too. Ain't happening.
That's okay. I have my Sad Panda socks, so I don't covet your good and plenty. They're beautiful, though. They came out gorgeous.
I have Harlequin from her, too.
I need to order some more of her stuff. I have Lucky Cat. I got to do the Lucky Cat. I keep saying I'm going to pull it out, but then I keep buying more self-striping, and then I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to cast that on. It's already wound.
Exactly. That's part of the problem with some of my projects that I want to knit is I pick this, A, I have to finish it, but B, because I don't have to wind it. So then the other sock that I want, this Exaculent one, I didn't do that because I have to wind it.
Yeah.
I picked the cotton one because I don't have to wind it.
Yeah.
So,
that's
funny. I need to wind.
Whirlwind Romance, Tour de Fleece is starting. Did you look it up?
I pulled it up. La Tour. Grand start. Oh, I'm on their website. You think it would actually say what day? I want to... Monday, June 29th. In the run-up to July 3rd. It might be the... July 4th to July 26th. I'm sorry. There's 4 days left.
So...
And the Tour de Fleece. So I was looking at the La Tour de France. Coincides with that. So it's the Tour de Fleece from July 4th to July 26th.
So I will be mostly spinning, although knowing me,
you won't.
I won't spin all day. I'll want a break from it. So, I mean, I'll probably knit during the day too. Depends on how busy it is. There's a lot going on. My kids are not here, but there's a lot going on right now that I have to deal with. So we'll see what happens. But yes, so I am spinning on the Acreworks team. I will be spinning using only my Acreworks bobbins. And my hope is to get the rest of the sweater's worth of yarn I started last fall done. That's my goal. So.
Is that a doable goal?
Yeah, it is. If I actually buckle down to it, I can get it done. I really only need to do 2 more big bobbins, and I'll have enough for a sweater.
Okay.
I already have 600 yards done. I only need 1,200. It's worsted weight, so it will be easier to do, but it is a 3-ply worsted weight, so it's I have to do 3 bobbins before I can ply them. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to try to get that done. And that is all I have
no
for
spinning in my...
Romance. I still have my Abby Bat on the wheel, but I was on vacation, so I didn't spin. I didn't have my wheel with me.
How dare you?
I know. So,
future dates.
Future dates. My future date is I am going to knit a little headband that matches this out of
Do you have enough yarn?
Leftover. Yeah, I do. Do I have that near me? I don't have the thing near me, but I have enough yarn. I could probably even make a little pair of socks or booties, but I'm not motivated to do that, so I'm just going to knit. I found a headband, like a free headband pattern that will work, and I'm going to probably cast that. I got to do that relatively soon in case the baby gets born. I don't want to be trying to finish it when she's in labor. I'd like to give her this stuff before the baby comes. So.
Future days, I'd like to try and knit something that's not socks, but right now, the mindlessness of socks is where I'm at.
Okay. You know, no one controls your knitting except you.
I know.
If that's what's making you feel good. But
it's like every time I try and cast something on, and I'm like, eh.
Yeah, it just doesn't work for you.
It doesn't. I'm not feeling the love. So right now it's socks, although in all honesty, I don't need any more. We always need some, but...
I love hand knit socks.
Oh, I do too. My coworker said, well, when you're older and your feet are colder, you'll have socks. So that's the thing. I'm going to knit for when I'm older and can't knit anymore.
That's a good idea. Saving for the future.
But I am still trying to hit at least 12 pairs in 2015. And I finished 8 of them. This is technically my 9th, even though it's my 4th, because it was the 4th one I've cast on.
Yeah.
So I'm ahead of the game.
Good for you.
So what I really would like to do is 15 and 15.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen to me.
I don't think so either. I'll be happy with 1 pair a month.
I don't even know if I'm going to get 12, although I've already knit 8 pairs.
So you might.
Technically, I could probably squeeze in 12.
Doesn't matter what size they are.
I know, there you go.
Because one of my pairs was those little footies.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll probably get my mojo back when I start knitting on my new Baubles and Bling, which happens to be the next section that we're doing.
Yeah.
So I was on Instagram. I think it was
recently.
Like, it wasn't last Friday. It was the Friday before I went on my vacation. And somebody posted, it was on Instagram. And somebody posted on Instagram that Knitpicks had brought back Felici. And so last time Knitpicks brought back Felici, I went on to Knitpicks and I saw like 3 or 4 different colorways that I liked. And I almost bought it, and then I was like, well, Christmas is coming up. I'll tell my husband to buy it. Well, when my husband went to buy it, there was only one colorway left. That was the one that I knit up, the sorbet. So when I saw that, I popped over to the website, and I said, this time I'm going to buy the ones that I like the best. So I bought 3 colorways worth. I got Baker Street, which is brown, blue, and gray. I love that.
Those are really pretty.
I got Wizard, which is purple, pink, blue, and like a hot, bright green.
They're very soft.
I know. I love this yarn. It was wonderful to knit with. And I got Teacup, which is aquas, pinks, and red, and a navy. I think that is my favorite one. So those are going in the bin, and like Sheila was saying, it seems likely that the next sock I cast on will be from one of these because they are already wound.
Yeah.
I also got a lot of fun stuff on my road trip for souvenirs and stuff. I put pictures of it on Instagram, but my favorite things that I got, my mom got me You Are Here mugs from Starbucks. Right. She got me Chicago and the Twin Cities. I was born in the Twin Cities, so I have those 2. And I picked up Virginia and Philadelphia. I forgot to go to Starbucks when I was in D.C. because we were so busy. So, and I was like, I'm not making a trip back into D.C. just to get the mug. So someday I'll be at that airport and I'll pick one up.
If I happen to go through or whatever, I'll try and remember it.
I have Diane's going to get me one from Disney. I know, I'm super excited. She's like, any other states I stop in? I'm like, yeah, I'll pay you back. Because I'm getting rid of all of my mugs, and I'm just going to have the You Are Here mugs. So that was kind of a fun thing. But we had no fiber-related stops or Baubles and Bling. I could have done it, but my family's not into it, and
Right.
it was a trip for a vacation,
Family.
so that's what we did.
I don't have any Baubles and Bling. So.
Crushes and heartbreaks. So I'm going to tell a story here that was the greatest heartbreak of our trip and the most horrifying thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
I don't know this one yet.
No, I saved it so she could hear it along with you. If vomit stories make you uncomfortable, then you're going to want to fast forward through this section.
Can I skip it?
No. So, I'm a mom. I have 2 kids. They get sick. I have never been able to deal well with the vomit. 90% of the time, if I have to clean it up, I get sick myself. I can't stop myself.
I'm right there too, yeah.
And so 90% of the time, my husband deals with the vomit incidents because he knows that I have a weak stomach. And so we had an incident on our trip. We had driven from D.C. to Williamsburg, Virginia, and we got stuck in traffic for a long time outside of D.C. So we didn't get to the hotel until about almost 8 o'clock at night. And we still don't understand why this happened, but when we looked on our phones to find restaurants near us with our Google app, it said there was like only a few things that that were crazy. And so I said, let's just go eat in the hotel restaurant because downstairs it's 8 o'clock. Everyone's tired. We don't want to get in the car again after we've been in the car for like 4 hours. So we went down to the restaurant, and we were one of only 3 tables that were there. So we're like, good, this will be quick. I ordered the crab cake appetizer.
That sounds good.
Jim ordered wings and some other appetizer that I can no longer remember. And Jack, my son, said he wanted the corn dog meal. There was like a kid's meal. His corn dog is his new thing. My daughter, Lily, said she wasn't hungry. She just wanted a soda. They had been eating junk in the car all day. None of us were really hungry. That's why we were ordering appetizers, but we had to eat something other than crackers and chips.
Right.
So, and my son's like, let's hurry up and eat so we can go swim in the pool because he's like obsessed with swimming in the pool. And I said to him, I don't think we're going to have time. By the time the food comes out and we eat it, the pool's probably going to be closed. Yeah, well, I don't feel like eating now. And I said, right, because you want to go in the pool. I said, buddy, the pool's done, but the pool's not happening. He's like, I really don't feel well. So he laid down on the seat. We were in like a booth. And Lily said to my husband, maybe I could take him back up to the room if he doesn't feel well. And my husband said...
Very nice of her.
Yeah, well, she was just having a soda, so she was like, ah. And my husband said, he ordered a meal, he's going to eat it. He cannot try to get out of eating dinner just because he's mad because he can't go in the pool. I don't know what was wrong in that restaurant, but it took them an hour and a half to bring our food to the table.
Are you kidding
It
me?
was ridiculous. So we were all tired and cranky. And my son more and more is like, I really don't feel good. My dad's like, we're still not going in the pool. My husband's like, we're still not going in the pool. So finally the food comes, and my son's like, I don't think I can eat mine. And Jim's like, I don't care what you do, but you're gonna sit here with us until dinner's over. I don't know why this was true, but my crab cakes were served in a giant soup bowl, like one of those big flat soup bowls, but it's like a soup bowl. All the other appetizers were served on a flat plate, but my 4 crab cake appetizer came in a soup bowl.
Did it have a sauce or something?
No, it was just in a soup bowl. It's like they ran out of dishes. I don't know. This restaurant was very sketchy. So I took one onto my plate, and my husband started eating. And my son has been laying on the couch whining, laying on the seat whining. He sticks his head up, and he says, I'm going to be sick. And my husband and I both look at him, and we realize he's not lying. Like, he is white as a sheet. So my husband grabs the crab cake bowl, dumps them onto one of the appetizer plates, and shoves the bowl under my son's face. My son fills the entire soup bowl with sick. And he's crying. So, and I'm like trying not to look at it because I'm like, if I look at it or smell it, I'm going to be sick. So Jim says to me, I got to take him upstairs. And he said, you better get the waitress and see if you can do something. He's like, you know, I don't want to make the waitress clean this up. And I was like, no, I hear you. That's a lot to ask. Plus the waitress like was gone. So he goes upstairs. I'm there with my daughter. And I said, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it into the bathroom. Can you look around to see where the bathroom is so that I can, you know, get there? She comes back. She's like, the closest bathroom is out by the front desk in the lobby. So I pick up the bowl.
I don't think I can hear the rest of that.
It was warm. And it was so full I had to walk really slow like this. I had to walk through the whole restaurant, through the whole lobby, around the corner, into the bathroom. I made it. I was breathing through my mouth. I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. It's like my worst nightmare, right? I dump it out so I can clean it up. And the act of dumping it out makes me vomit. Fortunately, I was in the bathroom, so it wasn't a problem. And I washed it off and went back to the restaurant with the clean bowl, put it on the table. And then pretty soon, I'm looking and I have a crab cake on my plate, and I'm like, I don't think I can eat this. So pretty soon my husband comes down and he's like, what happened to the vomit? And I said, I took it to the bathroom and I cleaned it. I said, but it made me sick. I have to go upstairs because I don't feel good. He's like, aren't you going to eat your stuff? And I'm like, I don't think I can ever eat crab cakes again. It was the most nightmarish situation with vomit that I have ever been in. I was the whole time I was like, breathe through your mouth. Don't look at it. Just keep looking ahead. And I'm like just walking. I had to walk really slow.
And nobody questioned you.
I heard the waitress saying to someone in the back as I walked out of the restaurant, I'm not going out there. The kid threw up on the table. So she was like actively avoiding me, and I told Jim, you're going to have to go find the waitress and tell her that we cleaned it up and it wasn't on the table.
Don't expect a good tip.
Yeah, and Jim like ended up coming up about 10 minutes later. Everything was boxed up. He's like, I don't really feel like I can eat either. I was like, no, nobody can eat. We all just laid there.
Did you guys have too much junk, or?
It's a migraine. It was one of Jack's migraines. They come on really quick. And what we learned from this incident is if he says he has a stomach ache, believe him and give him his migraine medication, because that would have stopped him from being sick. But we were hard on him. We were like, you will lie there until your dinner's done. We got paid for it.
Yep, Mom and Dad learned their lesson.
You know what was really unfair, though, is my husband was way harder on him than I was, mostly because I was really tired, so I just didn't have the energy to say anything, but I was the one who got, like, I was like, why am I the one that has to clean this?
No kidding.
But it was a choice between taking care of it or waiting for my husband to come back however long he was gone and sitting by it, and it was like, there was no good option. So that was the heartbreak of my trip. I hope that never happens to me again.
I hope it never happens to anyone.
My husband's comment at the end was, thank God your appetizer came in a soup bowl. He's like, otherwise, that would have been a whole different scenario. And I had a great trip with my kids. We went to D.C., which was a lot of fun. We went to the Air and Space Museum, which we enjoyed a great deal. I love the Air and Space Museum. That's one of my favorite places in D.C. We went to the Spy Museum, which is new, and that was worth the money. That was an excellent exhibit. So if you are going to D.C. this summer, check out the Spy Museum. They have a really good interactive exhibit on all of the bad guys in Bond.
Ooh.
But they also have the history of spy devices and stuff. It was a lot of fun. And we saw several of the monuments. We went to the Tomb of the Unknown, where my father used to be an honor guard, and we watched the changing of the guards there, which the kids really loved because they know that my father used to do it. And then we went to Colonial Williamsburg, which has been like a lifelong dream of mine to go there. I've always wanted to go. And that was a lot of fun. I really liked it. And then my kids went to stay with my parents, and my husband and I drove up to Philadelphia where we saw the Liberty Bell, and we went to the Mutter Medical Museum, which was really fascinating. So we had a great trip. Aside from that one little incident, it was a great trip.
How long are your kids with their parents?
Until either the 12th or the 18th of July.
Nice.
So that's my my crush. My other heartbreak is I'm still trying to straighten out when somebody's coming to fix the inside of my house. The good news is I talked with the contractor, and we're going to try to move forward pretty soon. I need to talk to the inspector myself and then get the inspector to talk to my contractor so we can straighten out the cost. And then it will get started. So I'm hoping end of July or August that's going to get done. My contractor says it's going to take 2 weeks. I'd like for it to be done before school starts, just to get it off my plate. So.
Now it's funny because Cam and I were talking about having it postponed until September to get the kids out of the house, and I'd be able to take more time off.
I'm torn between doing that, but I feel like I just want to get it over with. I feel like I'm tired of dealing with it. I just want it to be done. And at least in the summer, I could take the kids and go up to Maine for a quick stay during the time when we're not going to, because we're having our bathroom walls taken down. So that's going to be a pain in the butt. So anyway, that's it for my crushes and heartbreaks.
My crushes and heartbreaks, I always forget. So we saw Jurassic World with my son, which we had a lot of fun. It was a good movie. I would highly recommend it if you're into that stuff. Dinosaurs. We had a really good time. It was just him and I. We haven't seen a movie, him and I, in a long time. Usually it's him and my husband going to the action films.
Yeah.
So we had a good time. Cam had his post worked on in his mouth.
Oh,
my
how
husband.
is he?
He's all right. So Thursday, I had to make sure I left work on time. We had to be at a place which is right where I park, which is kind of funny. And at 3 o'clock, and I had to be there or they wouldn't take him, which is a joke because they didn't take him until almost 3:30 anyways.
Yeah, that's weird. Why wouldn't they take him?
Because it's anesthesia.
But can't he just say that he has somebody that's going to pick him up?
He can't, but I know last time this happened, I called them and told them the situation that I work until a certain time frame. I get dropped off, and I think because I had very specifics, they took him knowing I would be there.
Yeah.
But this time...
I mean, when I went in for my surgery in December, my husband checked in with me, and they said, "Are you the person who's going to drive her home?" And he said, "Yes." And they said, "Give us your cell phone number." And then he went off and did his day.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they call
I don't know,
you
because,
when you're ready
I checked in when I had my biopsy done, and Cam wasn't there. And I said, he'll be there, here's his number. Yeah. And I still... That
was fine.
Yeah, but this, I don't know, because it may be short stay. I don't know. But I was there. I didn't post this on Instagram, but I posted it in a group text. So it's an oral surgeon. It states when you go into the door, no food or drink in the waiting room.
Oh, yeah.
And then while you're in the waiting room, there's a sign that says no food or drink while in the waiting room. There's this woman with a huge bowl of salad munching away. I'm like, really? I didn't say anything. It's not my style. I'm kind of like meek about that. But I'm like, how rude can you get? It's clear. She's sitting, I took a picture of it. She's sitting right next to the sign while doing it.
Well, what
I should have done was went to the nurses, the secretaries, and say, I don't want to be mean, but you know what? My husband hasn't eaten, and that woman's... Because it's really not up for me to say.
That's why they do it. And I have to say, when my sister-in-law went in for her gallbladder surgery, I was there with my brother-in-law taking care of the baby while she was in surgery, and I had a breakfast sandwich with me, and I was eating it, and somebody said, "You're not supposed to eat in here." I didn't see the sign, so I got up and I ate it outside in the hallway. And it's because they don't want these people who have been, like,
fasting for 8 or more hours
to have to smell delicious food. It's awful.
It is awful, and I was really mad. You could claim that she might not have seen it, but still, it was poor taste in her part. So last time he had surgery done, he looked like Grumpy Cat.
Yeah.
So I went in prepared to take a picture. He didn't look like Grumpy Cat.
Oh no.
But it's still tender. I've been trying to cook around him without him saying he wants special food. But you can see it's bothering him.
Yeah.
It's a little swollen because it's his tooth. It's one of his front teeth, and you can see that his lip's still swollen. Like he'll give me a kiss like this.
No.
Come on, poor baby. So that was like a crush and a heartbreak. But on another note on that one is I got to watch some of Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah.
If anyone watches it, it's funny. I haven't watched it in a very long time. But it was about this man who was married to somebody, and he had a girlfriend too, and he found nothing wrong with that. That he was cheating on, and Dr. Phil's like, you don't count that as cheating? He goes, no. What is? I mean, it was just really whack. But what got me laughing, was, you know how they air what's going to happen tomorrow?
Yeah.
There was this woman a young girl, who's a binge and purger type of deal.
Right.
A bulimic, where she makes herself throw up. She's got other issues because she won't let anyone touch her because she's afraid that the calories will jump onto her.
Oh.
So there's other issues there, but I'm like, I said to Cam before he got pulled in, I said, I swear to God, these people are actors.
Well, you know, the people that, like, create the show look for the craziest stories they can get for the shock value.
Right, and I understand that, but the way she was saying, she goes, I don't want anyone to touch me because I think the calories are going to jump on. She was not a skinny girl. She was on the heavy side, and you know, there are probably people who watched it, and there may be more to the story than I know, because I'm only saw, a clip, a teaser.
Yeah.
But it was interesting, but we were there for a while. I got most of my knitting on my sock done. I brought my good and plenty there. And then I finished the weekend. So that was, that's what it is. My boys are out for the summer. We need to find something for Max to do because I think he's going to go stir crazy.
Yeah.
We've had him mow the lawn. We've had him do some laundry. We need to find something for him to do. But that's all my crushes and heartbreaks.
It's been a good week.
Yeah.
Gossip and Innuendo, we're going to review the Colorwheel. Is that what it's called?
Colorwheel Knits.
Colorwheel Knits.
Colorwheel. Colorwheel Knits.
I can't get to the front of it.
And it's by Veera Välimäki.
I know. Colorwheel Knits by Veera Välimäki. It's 156 e-pages long. I don't know if you get the hardcover book, if it's the same, but I imagine it is.
I would assume so.
And it's basically based on knitting hand-dyed yarn. And she does a nice little intro. And most of the yarns are pretty heavy, like sport to worsted.
Sport to worsted. There is no fingering weight. There's no socks in this book.
No. What it is a collection of sweaters, hats, mittens, a scarf, a wrap. Some of the sweaters have a little color work. Yeah, there's a cowl. Some sweaters have some color blocking. There are sweaters for men, women, and children.
Right. All the designs are seamless with different types of short rows.
Yeah.
And one of our favorites was a float in red.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the contents page so I can show you a picture. One thing that we noticed, a lot of the women's sweaters, there are several of them are very fitted, so they probably won't be the best look for somebody who's a larger size. But there were a couple of really pretty, there's a vest, a sleeveless long vest that would look great on anybody. And then there is, in the red and pink. So it's broken
down by colors, first off. It's all broken down by colors. And she gives a little write-up on each color. You know, where it is in nature and everything like that.
And what it symbolizes, like blues are calming. And
blue and green, red and pink, yellow, gray and brown. And I don't know if there was one after that.
Sorry, because
I don't think there was one after gray and brown. I think that goes into the techniques.
This one is called Afloat in Red. I'll show you a couple of details. It's a cardigan, a really loose, easy cardigan. That's a view of the pockets. Let's see if there's another one. This is it from the back.
Nice and long in the back.
Nice and long in the back. Has 3/4 length sleeves. I think this would probably be flattering on anybody. The other one that I liked, let's see if I can find it, was in the purple and blue. Was purple and red? It was purple. Sorry, I can't get back to the table of contents. One thing that we didn't like about this is, and it's possible that we're just missing it somewhere, but there's no quick links to everything.
Yeah, like in the past, if you hit the sock on the bottom or something on the bottom, it will take you right back to contents.
Yeah. Now I don't see where that could possibly be. There's no purple on here. I thought it was purple.
What was it?
It was a sleeveless sweater. I can't remember what it was called.
I think it was Tin Soldier, wasn't it?
No, that was a little boy's sweater.
Fine jacket, ground, Little Miss Frill. Might have been Little Miss Frill.
No, that's a little girl sweater. It might be ground. Go to ground. I think it's great that all the construction is seamless. I think it would be a good...
Nope.
No. That's it. Back there. Ground.
Oh, it is ground. I was on ground, wasn't I?
Yeah, I think it just was hard to... So this is ground. It is a short-sleeved vest sweater. Let me get you the other... I think that would be flattering on a lot of different figures as well.
And it's kind of nice because you sometimes want something over your shoulders, but maybe not.
But maybe, like in the winter, you want to have something around you, but you don't want to be too warm. I also liked the wrap that was called Grid Plan.
Excuse me.
And Grid Plan...
I'm sorry for sneezing and blowing my nose. I made the mistake of petting the cats.
Grid Plan doesn't show up on here. Oh, it's weird. It was in the brown section. Maybe it was... I'll go to the brown section. Maybe I wrote the name down wrong.
Skyline, I like that one, but more so maybe for the color. What was Grid Plan? Was that the...
That was the brown cowl wrap this one.
So what?
Grid Plan.
It is Grid Plan, but for some reason it's not listed in the table of contents.
Here's how it looks. Wrapped around. It's a cowl.
It's really pretty.
It's got this really subtle circular pattern on it that I thought was really nice. So, and it's big. You could wear it draped or doubled. It's really pretty. So we really liked that too. But you can see we're having a little trouble navigating through it. We really liked the cooperative press books that have the interactive contents page where you can click and it takes you right to the thing. All of the styles are very Veera Välimäki. They've got kind of a modern touch. There's a lot of textured areas, interesting collars. There's the color blocking, and she does a lot of stuff. It's very, I think her stuff is very fresh and modern. And obviously, just because the sweaters, all the sweaters might not work for somebody of a larger size, definitely you could knit the hats, the mittens, the wraps, or cowl wraps, or scarves that they have in here. There's really something for everyone. And some of the kids' sweaters are really cute. I like them a lot. The other thing I was going to say, no, I guess, I'm not sure if we mentioned it, but at the end there is a section on the techniques that she uses.
Didn't mention it, yeah.
And there's also a glossary of abbreviated terms so that you can figure everything out. And it's very, I think, beautifully photographed.
It is.
looking at it, it has a lot of really beautiful yarns, like those beautifully colored yarns, hand-dyed yarns. So it's a treat to look at the pictures too. I'm trying to see if I can find that cute little boy sweater. They have little girl sweaters, boy sweaters, and there's a couple of adult sweaters. We think the man who's wearing the purple sweater has a funny expression on his face, like he doesn't really like it. But the sweater itself the design itself is very nice.
Yeah.
It's not a comment on the design. It just looks like he's saying, why do I have to wear the purple sweater? I think this is a really cute kid sweater that's in there, a little ruffled jacket. And they have a couple for little boys too. I like the tin soldier one. I thought that was really pretty. The front of that sweater looks like this. So anyway, there are quite a number of patterns in here, and Cooperative Press has offered one copy of this PDF to a winner. So I will start a thread in the group, and if you will tell me which one of the patterns is your favorite in this book, in 2 weeks, so in episode 216, we will draw a winner of this PDF file.
Yeah.
So thank you to Cooperative Press. This is a gorgeous book. I definitely might knit either that cardigan or that vest. I really like it.
I like the wrap.
I like that cowl wrap thing too. That's really cool.
I like that one.
I actually have some Mad Tosh that I could.
Well, I was thinking. I'm always thinking something for the rabbit stuff that I have. Not real rabbit. I forget the name of it.
The woolen rabbit.
Yes, thank you.
So
that's it for our review.
It for this week.
Thank you for watching us.
Yes.
Thanks for bearing with us for not recording last week.
Yeah,
there will probably be. It's up to Wendy, but I'm out of here in the first week of August, so whether she wants to record or not.
The schedule's going to be weird this summer. If I start having work in my house, I won't be able to record when you're gone, just because I won't have any place to do it.
Right.
Because all of the rooms on my first floor of my house, including this one, are going to be under construction. Hopefully one at a time.
I would hope so, but you never know.
Well, they have to plaster and paint all the rooms. It's going to be a pain. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to think about it. My mom and dad are coming, and I'm like, ugh. So I don't know what's going to happen. This is going to be a busy summer.
Yeah, so please bear with us.
We will try. We've always been very regular recording every week, but this summer we might have to skip a few weeks just because of all the stuff going on. So
doesn't mean we don't love you.
Doesn't mean we don't love you.
Just means we're chaotic.
Yep, and we better go out and buy a copy of Vogue Knitting.
Yes, it's definitely one that will be.
Thanks to everyone who brought that to our attention. That was fun. That was fun. How cute was that? That was awesome.
It was.
I don't read Vogue Knitting, but I'm like, I'm going to buy a copy.
I go through it when I'm at Barnes & Noble, but there's usually nothing there that strikes my fancy.
I might go buy a copy.
I'm going to buy a copy. I just have to get there soon.
All right. Well, everybody have a great week.
Thank you for watching us. We really do appreciate it.
Knit with heart.
Bye.